Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. I am really excited because one of the hallmarks of BronxNet television and all of our programs is that we bring out artists and writers and all kinds of people that the Bronx has never seen who they should see. And so this evening it is my esteemed pleasure to have Justine Manzano with us. Hi, Justine. Nice to have you with us.
Hi, Gary.
The reason Justine is here, she has a book coming out. It's her first book, and we're going to tell the world about it tonight exclusively on the Bronx Buzz. But a little background, Justine, you are from where and where did you grow up, and just how did you get into writing?
I've lived in Morris Park all my life. So born and raised.
You go to Columbus?
I did go to Columbus, yes.
Okay.
And I started writing from when I was very young. I just kind of always would jot down my thoughts and things like that, and was also really into the more geeky side of things. I loved watching like sci-fi TV shows, and I'd make up my own stories and things like that. And I was just always kind of like my creative juices were always going.
And this is about what age? This is through Columbus High School, or we're talking
before. I've always been I want to say elementary school. I went to PS 108.
So when they take a blood test, that's what comes out. Those images, those ideas.
Exactly.
It is literally in the blood.
Right. And yeah, so I was doing that for a while. I took a break and I went into acting for a little bit, and that didn't really pan out. And when I was done with that, I was like, I think I'm going to give this a shot for real. And went to college for writing. And
where did you go to college?
I went to Hunter College.
Mm-hmm. Boy, is this ever a New York City girl? My goodness.
Yes. I always say I like between Manhattan and the Bronx, that's where it all comes from.
For those of us, it's that 4-letter word, home. Anyway, go ahead. So then you did it, and now how many years are you out of college at this point?
Well, I'm out of college for a bit. I went back. I went back when I was a little older because I couldn't afford college out of the gate. So left for a little while, went back, and I finished college in 2009. And I want to say that I picked up writing. I had been writing on and off and would take it different levels of seriousness. But when I had my son in 2009, right after I got out of college, I realized that I could kind of do anything. It was the first few months were really rough. And when by the time I went back to work, I was like, I can do this. I got this. I'm going to. Yeah.
So let's the book. I didn't mention the name of it. The book is The Order of the Key. So we should cue Paul Schaefer in the drum roll there, and let him, ladies and gentlemen, is called The Order of the Key. I have a lot that I want to ask you about it, but when did you get the idea of it, and what made you say, out of all the things I think about, this is the book?
This story has been in my head since high school. Not in the exact way that it looks now, but the couple of the main characters, and I kind of kept throwing them into different situations and trying to figure out the right story for those characters. And I think when I finally decided that moment when I decided I'm going to take this seriously, I'm going to become a writer, was really the moment that I started to nail down exactly what I wanted to do. And
how long did it take you? How long did it take you to write this particular tome?
This book took forever. I have another book I finished in like a year, and this book was just I just kept revising it. I kept getting feedback on it. I wanted to write a book that was like 3 times the size, and that wasn't working.
No, but that's probably a good thing, because then you edited it down in your own mind. And so then you came out with really the best of it, because you said, well, this part of it is just kind of like my crazy idea. Let's really focus on a book. Right? Did I get that?
That is exactly right. It was much longer. There were more characters, probably too many characters to digest. And over time, it evolved into what you see.
You have not mentioned the one thing that I believe, and that's only from looking at the outside, that I believe defines the nature of the book and would help people to understand who should read it. And you did not mention comic books. And I'm willing to guess, based on what I see here about the book, that even just your vision of things comes out of comic books. Do I have that right?
Yes, you are right. I was a major superhero fan. Most of my internet presence involves me talking about comic books. I've been steeped in DC and Marvel all my life. So, from reading my brother's comic books.
So what this is, and I brought this up, so I'm going to finish the sentence then. So what this is, what the Order of the Key is a young Bronx woman who has comic books in her head. You heard what her background is, and now she's spitting out this fantastical story that she has been writing for many years. Do you have that right?
That's 100% correct.
Okay,
yes.
So now I'm going to do something fun that you never expected. Okay. Oh, before we do that, I want to let people know that Saturday at 2 p.m., Saturday, July 11th at 2 p.m., there is a YouTube launch party, right? Yes. And do you serve cookies and cake, or what?
I wish I could. The original plan was a live party where I could serve cookies and cake, but that's not the world we're in right now. So there will be party games though, and I will be mailing out little prize packets for people. So that will be fun, and it'll all be like, I'll be asking questions of the audience, and people can type in, and it'll be a fun time.
And I'm sure it'll be great, because you are clearly the kind of person that can't sit still, and you get an opportunity to chat with people, and you can goof around and certainly promote the book. And we want people to buy the book and read the book and all that. So I'm sure it's just going to be great. How do they log in? Do they have to register, or can they just go to like YouTube and put in Justine Manzano? What do they got to do?
All they have to do is go to YouTube. It's like any other YouTube live video. So just go to the channel on the day of, and it is Justine Manzano. If you want to go to my website, justinemanzano.com, there is a direct link where you can also set a reminder if you want, so that it'll remind you to go on. And then you just go in and with your regular Gmail, and you can type questions, you can view it. I'll try to answer everything. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, you're answering everything today. Okay, so that was my introduction to do what I'm about to do. I'm just going to read the blurb that came off your website, because I want people to understand, and there is a specific audience here to start. Believe me, we'd love it to go larger, but here we go. This is what the book is about. Jacqueline Madison never expected to be attacked by a beast on an evening snack run. Add a rescue mission enacted by a trained regiment of teenage warriors, and her night officially becomes just like a scene from one of her beloved comic books. There you go. So the audience, when you do television, I know because I do it. When you write newspapers or articles, I know that you do it. When you write a book, when you wrote this book, did you think of the people who would enjoy it most?
Yes.
And tell me who those people are, because we want to reach out to those people and have them know about the Order of the Key.
I was writing to the teenager I was before.
Wow.
And that was
I didn't know we were going to do a psychotherapy section here.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but it was. That's exactly what it was. I loved books like this. I loved something that I could escape in and have a good time and sort of forget my troubles for a little while and believe I was, magical. And this was the audience I was, because I know that I'm not alone there. I know there are plenty of teenagers now that are feeling the same way, particularly as they're stuck in their homes right now, like we all are. But and I felt like this was going to be hopefully a love letter to those kids who just, want to escape for a little while and have and see some magic.
I did an interview on Bronx Talk this week with 5 high school art students, and they each, they all had different things that they were attracted to. They were award-winning. One of the young man, off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, was from the Millennium Art Academy. He was talking about, and he made a book that won like the Ezra Jack Keats Award, which is a very prestigious award. He was talking about how he loved horror as a child. Now you could sit there and evaluate maybe why or why not, but he loved it, and he expressed it in a book, a full picture book that won an award. I think that's the kind of person, people who love comics, people who love sci-fi. That's who we're talking to, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely it. People who love a little bit of magic in their lives.
That's good. And now, is it written in a vernacular that works for younger people, for older
Yes,
people?
it
Especially
is
if it's a love letter
for,
to you as a teenager.
well, to other teenagers like me. It sounds very conceited if I say it's a love letter to me, right?
Right.
But it's written for teenagers. I think that works. I think that adults will love it too, but
Adults who want to be transported.
yes,
And in this day
exactly.
and age, who doesn't want to be transported?
I want to too.
Yeah. Well, that you're taking us there. You got the spaceship. I want to just address one thing for somebody who hasn't done a lot of publishing. What's the process like now? Is it easier or harder because there's self-publishing and all those kinds of things?
It's a weird environment. There's like this book is small press published, but I've considered self-publishing and also big publishers.
Well, we certainly would love that. I mean, I didn't want to presume anything, but
It is, well, my thing was that for this book, it was not the right time in the market for it. People weren't publishing this type of book when I was shopping it, which is why I went smaller. But it was very hard to break into big publishing because they have their phases, they have their trends.
Yeah, of course.
And I wasn't on trend, and I kind of, it's my curse. I'm never on trend.
And even if you think that you are on that trend, they are always in some other place.
They've since moved on and gone to the next thing, but
right.
it is more competitive, I think.
Right.
Now.
So I'm going to be very quick because we got to run out.
Sure.
The trade-off is either you got to go through doing it yourself, which, okay, good, be a book publisher. The other side is getting somebody to do it for you. And, and that, of course, is a full-time job dealing with that as well. So the book is The Order of the Key. It is Justine Manzano. Go to justinemanzano.com, right?
Yes.
And you can check in, be there, and fly to a new world and have a lot of fun Saturday at 2 o'clock, excuse me.
2 o'clock,
Saturday
yes.
at 2 o'clock, so you get enough time to wake up and have breakfast and have lunch. And
that was the plan.
That was the plan. And then you can have a nice Saturday afternoon, socially distant with Justine. Thank you so much for joining us in the Bronx Buzz.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The Order of the Key. Check it out. And it'll be available beginning Saturday everywhere. Right?
Yes, actually, it'll be available starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow. Never too soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Folks, what a pleasure. Two really interesting and different types of guests. And on Monday night, we're going to be talking the city council budget with 2 Bronx council members. That'll be on Bronx Talk at 9 o'clock. And then we'll be back with the Bronx Buzz, and we'll just keep talking and talking and talking. Everybody take care. Stay safe. Wear a mask. And stay apart. Watch BronxNet television. Goodbye.